me again, Leslie Ann from the Wellbeing for Life team. So, today I thought I would make a slightly healthier version of the Coronation Quiche because we've got another bank holiday coming up. For the quiche, you can either use it as a meal and have it with sort of potatoes and vegetables, or you could take it to a buffet or a picnic. So yeah. So should we see what ingredients we need and then get cracking making it? Rightio, so for our ingredients for the quiche, I thought instead of using puff pastry or short crust pastry, we could use some filo pastry and some 50% fat crème fraîche, semi-skimmed milk. We'll need a few eggs. I've gone for the reduced fat cheddar, so it's reduced fat in as well because I've gone for the mature. It means that you'll use a little bit less of the cheddar as well. Some broad beans and some spinach. The broad beans just came out of the freezer section and the spinach is fresh. I did look for the frozen, but they didn't have any. So there we go. So there's 160 grams of spinach. I know it looks a lot, but once it wilts down, it'll not be much at all. Right, so there's the spinach. It's just been washed. So like I say, it doesn't need much water at all. Pop the lid on it, pop it on the hob. Like I say, you just want it to wilt down. So there's our broad beans. We need about 60 grams, so I'll just get them weighed out. Right, so like I say, not many of them, just a tiny bit of water on. I'll quickly warm them through just to defrost them and then drain them through a colander just so they're not frozen for going into the quiche or too hot. Rightio, so I've getting us it's about a 23-24 centimetre tin, and the bottom comes out, so hopefully it'll come out the oven nice and easy. Or you can just use any pie dish. And then out of our pack of pastry, I've just taken out 6 sheets, so it's about half a pack, so we'll have some left for another quiche. Maybe make something else, I don't know. So like I say, that's about 6 sheets of our filo pastry. And one thing I forgot to mention is our fry light spray. So all you do with your pastry is layer it in and it'll slightly overhang the edges, and that's fine. Just pop it in and give it a quick spray with our oil. 4, 5, and there's our 6th layer of filo pastry. So like I say, if you just gently push it into the edges, and then like I said, the edges will all hang up. There we go. And then just give it another spray with our spray oil. And now I'm just going to pop that in the oven just for 3 or 4 minutes, just to crisp up a little bit, so that when our filling goes in, it's not all soggy and falls through. Right, so our spinach has just had a couple of minutes, so it wilted down loads. So I'm just going to pop that back into my colander and refreshen it up with a little bit of cold water, and then squeeze out as much of the water out, liquid out of it as possible. And then there's our broad beans. They've just had a couple of minutes, well, less than that, about a minute in a pan just to defrost. So I'll get those drained as well and get them cool, so like I say, so they're not going to make the pastry all soggy. So 4 tablespoons or about 65 grams of our crème fraîche, 125 mils of semi-skimmed milk. We'll just pop in 2 eggs and then just give that a bit of a mix up there. And at this point you can add any salt or pepper, anything like that you want to add in. So here is our filo pastry out the oven, so it's just started to crisp up a little bit, so hopefully this will help it keep some of its shape. Our grated cheese, so I'm just gonna sprinkle about half of our grated cheese on the bottom. Our defrosted broad beans go on next. Next up we have our spinach. I've just chopped it up. So there we go. If you're using frozen spinach, it doesn't need chopping up because it's already chopped up, so just scatter that over the top. Our egg mixture. straight over the top. And then just top off with our last little bit of grated cheese over the top. Right, so I'm just going to go and pop the quiche back in the oven for about 20-30 minutes on 180. So yeah, looking forward to me tea. Right, so I've just dished up our quiche. Excited for tea now. But yeah, I'll pop the recipe in the description box. But as well, would love to see what you get up to and if you make a quiche. See you soon.